Alright, Facebook, as well as YouTube. I am here to do part 2 of my Taco Tuesday Chipotle inspired rice bowl. Alright, so yesterday we marinated our chicken as well as our steak. That video I uploaded last night, so you can go take a look at how I did that. Afterwards, I put it to marinate overnight, and now I'm going to do the rest of my preparations for my rice bowl. I'm going to make some pico de gallo. I'm also going to do a guacamole. I'm going to do a cilantro lime rice, and I'm going to do some black beans. So, hey Kia. So those of you who like Chipotle, I personally do. I like a lot of different Mexican foods. And every Tuesday here at my house, we have Taco Tuesday. Whether it's tacos, burritos, quesadillas. Today I'm doing a rice bowl. You can also put all this stuff inside of a burrito or a tortilla wrap and make a burrito if you like. Hey Christina. Hey Tanisha Carmichael. I think I seen somebody else on here. Hi Joyce. Yeah, y'all make sure to share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Chef Regina Minter-Hargett on YouTube, so you can see all of my videos. Hi Emma, Tracy, Carla. So you can see some of the videos I've been uploading of some food I've been cooking, because we're quarantined and that's all I've been doing is cooking here at home, since I can't cook at work. So what I'm going to do first, show you what I have. So I already did some prep work just for the sake of time. I diced up some tomatoes, fresh tomatoes. I've diced some onion. I've diced some jalapenos. And this is all going into my pico de gallo as well as in my guacamole. And I've chopped up some cilantro, fresh cilantro. I have lime juice. I have fresh limes, but I just didn't feel like squeezing, so I'm going to use the concentrated lime juice that I have. I'm going to use a little garlic and some stuff that I'm going to make today, probably in my black beans. And my black beans that I have, I just got a canned back black bean just because I'm going to make a lot today. So I just got a small can from the grocery store. You can make homemade black beans, boil them yourself. Maybe in another video I'll show you how to cook beans. Alright, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Like I said, like the video, share the video. Put in the comments some things, some ideas, some things I can make. I know somebody asked me about making some oxtails, so I'm going to try to get that done this week. Probably later in the week. And maybe, if you're close enough, and Tracy can attest to this, when you give me suggestions, I'll bring you some so you can eat some, so you can sample it. I don't mind sharing. I'm usually just cooking for me and my husband for most of the time. So I'll share food that I make as well. But if you're close enough, okay, I'm not going to drive 3 or 4 hours to bring food, okay? So I would say within a 20-minute, unless you want to meet me somewhere, because it takes me 20 minutes from where I live to get to Sanford. Then I'll share what I'm having. I also have some Uncle Ben's rice that I'm going to use to make my cilantro lime rice. I'm going to go ahead and get that cut open. Okay. And like I said, guys, give me some ideas. I can pretty much cook anything as long as I know what I'm doing. Okay. I went to school long enough to know how to put some things together, season things with different herbs and spices to make it taste good. Okay? May not be the way you make it, but it'd be a different way you could try to make it and be just as good. Alright, so first I'm going to start off with my avocado for my guacamole. So I have a avocado. You want to make sure you buy an avocado. Make sure it's a dark color, green. And you want to kind of squeeze it just a little bit. If you can squeeze it a little bit, then it's ready and right. If you squeeze it and it goes right, it's squishy, then it's overripe. And if you squeeze it and it doesn't do anything, then it's not ripe at all. So get you a nice firm but ripe avocado. If you can see how that's pushing in there, that lets you know that it's ripe. Also, by looking at the part where the stem is, if it's a dark color, then that means it's ready. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paring knife and I'm just going to cut around my avocado right up against the seed, because there is a seed in the inside. Okay, you see, this is the seed here that's going to be taken out. Okay, seed is going to be taken out, and I'm going to use the inside pulp. Okay, so I'm just going to use my knife to kind of squeeze that out. You can plant it if you like, if you're into gardening. I tried the gardening thing. I still have a small garden, but it didn't work out too well for me. I don't think I have a green thumb, but I can cook anything that comes from the garden, right? So what I'm doing now is just cutting into my avocado to make it easier to remove out of the skin. And I'm going to use the full avocado. If you're not a guacamole fan, you can just put fresh avocado on top of your rice bowl. Okay? Alright. After I do this video, I'm going to upload it, but y'all are watching my live now. You can go back to Facebook live video as well. Maybe you can make this for dinner tonight, since I'm doing it kind of early. I try to eat early rather than late. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take out my avocado flesh by running my knife around the edges after I've cut it. And it should fall right out. Okay? If not, then what you could do is use a spoon and scoop it out. Okay? It's going to get mashed, so it doesn't have to stay in the whole chunks. But the whole chunks are a lot easier to mash when you're making your guacamole. Okay? Oh, I need to get y'all on my camera, on my bowl. Alright? I think Facebook can see my bowl, because you're a little bit down further. Okay? So like I said, just go around the edges. Okay? I'm going to take the pulp out. You can also squeeze it, and it falls right out as well. So that's another way to get all of the pulp or flesh out of the avocado. Avocado is a fruit. It's a very good fruit for your, good for you. A lot of health benefits for it. It's a high in not protein, but it's a high fat, a good fat that you can eat. Okay, so those people who are trying to eat healthy, avocado is a good thing to have. Okay, you can do it. You can make, I've made chocolate pudding with it. Hey, Rhonda, Vernell, Evangelist Sheila, Alicia, how you doing? I've used it to make chocolate pudding. So it's very versatile. It's only going to absorb the flavors that you put within it. So it's a nice piece of food that you can use to do a lot of different things. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking a fork. I can use a masher if you want to use a masher. If you want to use a food processor, you can use a food processor. But I'm just going to use a fork. And all I'm doing is mashing my avocado to make it look more like a guacamole, which a guacamole is like a spread. Okay, I like a little chunks in mine, so I'm not going to mash it to death. But I have mashed it enough to where it looks like a spread. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of onion that I've already diced up. I would say for one avocado, I like a lot of onion. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of onion. Okay, mix that in there. I'm going to do a little tomato. Some people don't do tomato in their guacamole. I like tomato in my guacamole. One for color, but also because I like tomatoes. Okay, so I'm going to do about a tablespoon of tomato. I'm going to do jalapeno, and this is for spiciness. I'm not going to do a lot because my husband doesn't like too spicy food, but I mean, I like spicy food. Okay, I'm gonna mix that in. Okay, you don't want to overmix it because you don't want to mash up your tomatoes. You just want to mix it just enough to incorporate. I'm also going to add in about 1.5 teaspoons of some fresh chopped cilantro. I'm going to add in some salt. Okay. I want to do about, I'll say a pinch or so of salt. I can add more later if I want, just to my liking. So I just added some salt. I'm going to do a little bit of black pepper because I like black pepper. Okay. Okay. Got my black pepper in. I'm also going to add in some lime juice, guys. Okay. Just enough to keep my guacamole from turning brown, but also to add flavor. So I'll probably put like a 1/2 teaspoon just for one avocado. If you're doing more avocados, you'll use a lot more in it. Okay. So that is my basic guacamole. Cliff Haley said hey. Haley said hey.
Who said hey?
Haley.
Did I say hello?
Okay, Haley. He said hey. That is all I'm going to add into this guacamole. I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side. Also, next thing I'm going to make is my pico de gallo. So I'm going to use the rest of my tomatoes that I have diced up. And when you're making pico de gallo, you want to make sure you use a 2-to-1 ratio of tomato to onion. So I want twice as much tomato as I do onion, okay? I'm going to add in jalapenos and cilantro. I'm going to do lime juice in that, as well as some salt, okay? So I have some tomatoes diced up. I would say this is roughly about a 1/2 cup of tomatoes. Like I said, I'm only making this for me and my husband. So I'm not making a whole lot, okay? So in my bowl, I'm going to put my tomatoes. I'm going to add in some onion. I'm only going to do about 1/2 of that onion because I only want a 2-to-1 ratio. But remember that. I'm going to do about 1 tablespoon of jalapeno. Okay. I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of cilantro. I like cilantro. Some people do not like cilantro. But it is one of the seasons that I like. So I usually use quite a bit in my Mexican dishes. Okay. I'm going to give this a mix. Let you guys see what I have in the bowl. Nice, colorful. Okay. Then I'm going to add in my seasons. I'm going to add in some salt, my lemon juice, and I may do a little bit of garlic. I usually don't do garlic in my pico, but you can. I got about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to add about, I'll say 1 teaspoon of lime juice. Hey, Trina. Girl, I'm going to get the oxtails done. I just mentioned it on the live earlier. I'll get those oxtails done for you. Since you suggested that, I'm going to show you guys how to cook some oxtails. But, like I said, that's all. I'm not going to add the garlic in. You can if you want. But that is pico. You let this sit for at least 30 minutes, probably to an hour. The longer you let it sit, the better it is. Traditionally, most people make it the day before. But I want to show you guys how to do it today. So I'll let that sit while I cook the rest of my things. So the next thing I'm going to get started is my rice. Okay. I'm going to clear some things out the way. So I have my pot here. I have a 1 cup measuring cup. I'm going to do 2 cups of rice. Excuse me, guys. I feel like something stuck in my throat. But I'm going to do 2 cups of rice. I may do 3 cups because I'm going to need some rice for something else I'm going to make later this week. So I'll probably do 3 cups. So when you're cooking rice, make sure you use 2-to-1 ratio as well. So for every cup of rice, you do 2 cups of water. So this is a little math for you guys. I'm going to do 3 cups of rice. So I need 6 cups of water. Okay? Nakia, hey girl. Yeah, every Tuesday here is Taco Tuesday. In some form or fashion. Alright? So I'm adding in 3 cups of rice. Okay? And also, you always want to make sure you use cold water to start your rice in. Okay? You put your water and your rice together, bring them up to a boil together. Then you turn your heat off and cover. And it will continue to cook. Okay? And you'll have nice fluffy rice. You do not stir your rice during cooking. Okay? Unless you're making a rice pudding. Then you're going to stir often. But once you get the water and the rice in the pot, you can do 1 initial stir if you're adding seasonings or anything like that. But after that, you do not stir it anymore. Okay? So I have my 3 cups of rice. And this is just a regular white rice. Okay? I'm going to add 6 cups of cold water. And I'm also going to put a little bit of salt in here. Probably teaspoon and a half. Alright, so that's 3 cups of water there. Okay, and my other 3 cups, which is a total of 6 cups of water. Okay, so a teaspoon and a half. Notice, you guys, I don't use too many measuring spoons. I will use a measuring cup, but I've been doing this long enough. If you feel that you can't measure precisely or somewhat precisely in your hand, then use measuring spoons. I do not tell people not to. I just don't use them often myself. So I have my rice in my pot, my water, 6 cups, 3 cups of rice, 6 cups of water. I add a teaspoon and a half of salt. And I'm going to let this come up to a boil. And then I'm going to turn it off. And let it sit and finish cooking. Okay, once it comes to a boil, it will finish cooking without the stove being on. Okay, taking this back over to the stove. Okay, and you want to start it on high. Excuse me. Start it on high, just so you can get to a boil. Once it boils, then you'll just turn it off, cover it with the lid. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is my black beans. So like I said, I just got a can of Bush's black beans from the grocery store. There may be another video. Hey, Alessandra. Hey, Lorena. Shonda. In another video, maybe when I do the oxtails, I'll do some type of bean just so you guys can see how to do those if you don't know how to. Okay? I'll probably do mine in the pressure cooker only because it saves time. Otherwise, you can do it in a crock pot, things like that. But that's another video. So, black beans out of the can. I'm going to pour a little bit of this juice that's in here off. Just because I don't want a lot of that juice in there. But the juice that's in there is the starchy water from when the beans were cooked. It's not a crime to eat it. But if you're making something like a black bean and corn salsa, you do want to rinse your beans off and not use that liquid. One, because it'll make your salsa look black, and we don't want that. But this is just for some beans that I'm going to put on top of some rice to make a rice bowl. So to this, I'm not going to add any salt. Because I think that, yeah, these were regular. So I'm not going to add any salt to that. But I am going to add some onion. And I'm just going to let this stuff cook down. I'm just going to use the rest of the onion because I don't need it for anything else. I'm going to add in some cumin. Hi, Asia, Victoria, Pat. Okay. I'm going to add some cumin into my black beans. I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm going to go ahead and add my black pepper. Okay. Get my cumin in. And you'll see cumin used in a lot of Mexican foods. Okay, about a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I get about a teaspoon of cumin. Okay. I'm going to mix that around and then I'm just going to put that onto the stove for it to cook. Okay. I'm going to let that simmer down, heat up. Those onions to cook down into it. You know what? Oh, one more thing I'm going to add in here. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Okay. Just because I want to season these beans. So I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic. Okay. And this is just some minced garlic. You can get some fresh if you like. But this is just some minced garlic I picked up from the grocery store. That I have at home. Okay. No salt added here. Okay. Like I said, those beans have plenty of sodium in it. And that's another reason why some people will rinse them off to get some of the sodium off that is in there to preserve the beans because they do sit on a shelf, right? Yeah. And if it wasn't preserved, then it could not sit on the shelf. Okay. So that's why they're salty. All right. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to show you guys, I got my beans on. I got my rice going. My meat that I marinated yesterday. Okay. So I had marinated yesterday some ribeye steaks. Okay, I'm going to show you guys what they look like. They look good to me, honey. Okay, this is my ribeye steaks that I marinated yesterday. Okay, ribeyes have quite a bit of fat in it. That's what I like about a ribeye. When it cooks down, it adds flavor. Okay, renders off and keeps the steak nice and moist, which you want a moist steak, right? You don't want a dry steak, especially for those people who like a well-done steak. What's up, Titus? Yeah, okay, you taught me that. I hope you're doing good, Titus. Okay, cousin, beautiful Marie. Yeah, these steaks look good to me too. Like I said, I have some chicken that I marinated also last night. So these are some chicken. If you go to my other YouTube video, you'll see how I did the chicken and the steak for the marinade. Okay. So I have here, move over this over a little bit. I'm trying to work in one little spot so I don't have to keep leaving the camera. Okay. I'm going to put in front of me, I have a little griddle here. And I'm going to show you guys how to do or cook the steak as well as the chicken. I'm going to do them both. Miss Darlene, tell Mr. William I'm gonna try to get them cookies done. Yeah, I can. That's about the only thing I can do as far as baking. A cake every now and again, but I'm gonna try to get them done. Tell them I'll look into it. I don't know when just yet. All right, so I have a little bit of canola oil here. It's about 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna put enough on my griddle. Okay, so nothing sticks. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add on my steak because I already had this preheated. So it's nice and hot. So I'm throwing my steaks on. Okay. I'm gonna let those cook. I'm gonna cook those to about a medium, close to medium well. One reason being because as it rests, it's gonna continue cooking. That's called carryover cooking. Thank you, Titus. Yeah, I paid attention every day. Mainly because you want your meat is going to be resting after you cook it to let the juices flow throughout and distribute back through the steak so it will be moist. You don't want to cut it as soon as it comes off because then all the juices are released. And time is Mildred, and then you're defeating the purpose of having a what? A juicy steak. Okay? So anytime you make a steak, let it rest for a few minutes. Okay? Okay, because you learning something today, yes. And let it rest so that your juices can distribute back through your meat, and you'll have a nice juicy steak to eat. Okay? I know some people like rare steaks. I'm not a rare steak eater. If I get a steak, order a steak, I'm going to get it medium to medium well to well done, just depending on how I'm feeling. But most people, well, I won't say most people, but some people like it a rare, medium rare as well. But how do you determine if a steak is rare, medium well? By the feel of it, okay? The more you cook a steak, the denser it gets, or the denser it feels. So you can poke at it. I'm going to poke at my meat now. If you see how fast it's springing back, okay, that lets you know that it's, hey Shauna, that lets you know that your steak is not, it's still rare. I mean, you can see now that it's not cooked because I haven't flipped it over. I want it to cook for a few minutes on one side, then I'll flip it over. But by touch, that's one way you can determine the doneness of your steak. You could use a thermometer, okay? If you're cooking medium rare, you want your steak to be about 130, 135. If you're going to do medium, if you want to do rare, 135. Medium rare, you're going to go up to about 140. Medium, you get a 150, 155. And if you want it well done, then you cook it until you don't see any more pink, okay? I want just a tad bit of pink in mine, not very much, but a little bit, in my steak, okay? Hi, Gregory, Ashley. Okay, Ashley, you the medium rare, okay. I'm not a medium rare girl. I have had it, and it's not bad. It's just me, you know, a perception thing. To me, which is probably for most people, because a medium rare steak it doesn't taste bad, but I prefer it cooked a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a little quick look at my steak. Okay, it's not quite where I want it to be. I want a little crust on it, on my steak for caramelization as well as flavor. Okay. Caramelization is the browning or the cooking of sugars. Okay? The Maillard reaction, I'm teaching y'all something culinary. So if you ain't took my class, you might not know this. But Maillard reaction is the cooking and browning of a protein. What are proteins? Meats. Okay? Proteins are eggs. Okay? That's a browning of proteins. It's called Maillard reaction. Okay? And it's just still a form of caramelization. It's the color that you get when you make a nice cooked piece of chicken, the brown that you get on it, the golden color that you're looking for, okay? That's just a little bit of culinary teaching for you guys, because I am a culinary teacher, so I like to teach, okay? For those of you who are just joining in, I've already made my guacamole, okay? Homemade. In that, I have diced onions, diced tomatoes, cilantro, salt, and black pepper and lime juice. I've also made some homemade pico de gallo, fresh tomatoes, onions, fresh diced jalapenos, fresh chopped cilantro, salt. And you could add in some cumin if you like. I'm not going to add any to this one. You can add in some garlic if you like, if that's what you choose to do. Okay? I'm not going to add any to mine because I've already made it to my liking and the way I like to eat my pico as well as my guacamole. Okay? So this steak, I'm telling you, honey, it's smelling good. Okay? Okay? It's probably been cooking for, excuse me, cooking for about 5 minutes. I'm going to give it another 2 minutes, and then I'm going to flip it over, let it finish cooking on the other side for about 5 to 7 minutes. Then I'll take it off, let it rest on a plate, and I'll cut it after it has rested. All right? Hey, Cameron, Tiffany, Eric, Sakia. Okay, y'all take notes. Get your pen and paper out. I want to see some of this food posted on Facebook next week for Taco Tuesday, or you can make it tomorrow if you want to. Okay? But this is our Chipotle inspired rice bowl that I'm making tonight. Okay? Go ahead and flip my meat over. Okay? Let that cook for another 5 to 7 minutes. While that is cooking, make sure you go like, subscribe, and share the videos on my YouTube channel at Chef Regina Minter-Hargett on YouTube. Okay, Ashley, I'll save it so you can come back to it. But also, if you go to my YouTube page, Chef Regina Minter-Hargett on YouTube, I have videos that I've already uploaded. I uploaded one last night of the marinade that I did for these steaks, as well as my chicken, and some few other videos. But subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications when I'm uploading videos or going live on YouTube. Okay, so make sure you support me on that entity as well. Okay, as you guys know. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Make sure you share. Okay, Kendall, Nora, how y'all doing? Share the video. Oh, I like my steaks medium well to well. I mean, it just depends on how I'm feeling, where I'm at. A lot of people have trouble cooking steaks. So if I want it to be medium well, I'll ask for it medium. But if I want it to be well done, I'll probably ask for it medium well. Then I'll cook it well done anyways. Okay? Yeah, I'll put my YouTube channel name, my YouTube name up here. I'll try to type. Okay, I'm putting my YouTube so you guys can go subscribe to the channel. Alright, so my YouTube is posted down in the comments. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna try. I don't always, when I come on, do my YouTube videos, I don't always come on Facebook Live, but sometimes I do. But I'll try to come on Facebook Live when I do my YouTube. Just so you guys can know that I'm posting a new video on my YouTube channel. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take off my steaks. Like I said, once you cook your steaks, you want to let it rest. Okay? Never cut it right after you cook it. Give it a few minutes to rest. That distributes the juices back throughout the meat, so you have a nice juicy steak. All right, I'm going to give a quick wash to my tongs or rinse off. Okay, next thing I'm going to put on is my chicken. I'm going to use the other side of my griddle for my chicken. I could have cooked these simultaneously, but I didn't. So now goes my chicken. So I just put a little bit of canola oil down on my griddle. So I'm adding my chicken. And the chicken and the steak had the same marinade. So like I said, go view my YouTube video I uploaded last night to get the marinade recipe for the chicken and the steak. Okay? So this chicken is going to cook. It's going to turn white. Of course, you're going to cook it 165 degrees. Okay? That's the cooking temperature of chicken. Also, I know a lot of people when they're cooking meats, they like to move them around. Just let the meat do what it does. Okay? Put it on there. Let it cook. It will release from the pan. Because you notice that a lot of times when you put meats down, they stick. Okay? It's supposed to do that. Once it's ready to be flipped, then you can flip it and it'll be a lot easier to pick off your pan or your griddle or your grill. And that way you don't tear up your meat. Because a lot of people do that. Okay? I'm going to adjust my camera on my YouTube. I'm doing a lot of talking here. Just so they can see me talking. Back to my teaching. Maillard reaction. I said this before when I put the steaks on. Is the cooking and the caramelization of a protein. Okay? I'm going to cook this to 165 degrees. Once it's done, I'll put it to the side, let it rest as well before I cut it to make my rice bowls. Okay? While this is cooking, I'll show you guys what I'm going to be putting on it. So I just bought some cheese, a Kraft triple cheddar I'm going to use for my rice bowl. I have some pre-shredded iceberg lettuce because I didn't want to cut any lettuce today. And I'm going to top it with some sour cream. I have some sour cream here. My Pico de gallo. And my guacamole. Okay? That I've already made and set to the side. I'm going to go ahead and flip my chicken over. The chicken is not going to take as long to cook. Okay? So I want to make sure I flip that over and it doesn't burn. Okay? Because I did marinate it and there are some things that's going to caramelize and be a little darker. Okay? Chicken is cooked to 165 degrees. Darian, what's up? Angela, how you doing? Like I said, don't forget to share this video. Maybe somebody can make it later on in the week or next week sometime. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Okay? Subscribe, Chef Regina Minter-Hargett on YouTube. Okay? I had to pick up my phone for a minute. Do some readjusting of for my YouTube camera. Just so you don't see too much smoke. Okay? It's a lot of work trying to go live, do Facebook, YouTube, and all those things. Okay? But my chicken is almost done. I'm going to go ahead and turn my griddle off. I'll let that finish cooking. My rice is boiling at the stove. So I'll take you guys over there so you guys can see what that looks like. Flip my camera around. Okay. So I have my rice boiling. So what I'm going to do is turn it off. Okay. And I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to let it finish cooking. I did not stir it at all. You do not stir rice unless you're making rice pudding. Okay? And I'm not making rice pudding. I am making some cilantro lime rice to go into my rice bowl. Okay? So do not stir your rice unless you add in a seasoning to it and you stir it at the very beginning. Okay? That's the only time you need to stir your rice. Alright? So I have my chicken off to the side. It's still kind of cooking on the hot skillet. Always remember carryover cooking. That means that your product will continue to cook when it comes off of the pan, the grill, the griddle, out of the oven. Okay? So it will continue to cook once it's off of that. Okay? So don't overcook your chicken because it'll be dry. Okay? But you do want it to get to 165 degrees. Okay? I'll give my hands a quick wash. Give my face a quick wipe because I'm sweating in here, y'all. That's what you do when you be in the kitchen. And that's what the little saying they say, if you can't stand the heat, then get out the kitchen. Okay? I can stand a little bit of heat, guys, but you know, you don't like to sweat all over everything. Okay? Do we got any questions? Anybody want to tell me something they might want to see me cook? Like I said, I'll probably do some oxtails. I want to say probably Saturday or Sunday. Show you guys how I do my oxtails at home. I'm doing a what is it tomorrow? A ramen. I did it ramen before, and I posted that on YouTube already. But I have to do a hey Dimitri, a Zoom meeting with some of my students, and we're gonna cook together. So we're gonna do a chicken teriyaki ramen Thursday. So I'll be uploading the video of that on Thursday. I don't know what else I'm gonna make this week, but it's gonna be something. So y'all give me some ideas, some things I can cook at home that you might want to see. Okay, put them in the comments. Go to my YouTube, add it to the comments there, and we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna go get stir on my beans. Because my black beans that I purchased, they were already cooked. They were in the can. Were already done. I just added a little onion to it, heated up. I added some cumin and black pepper. I did not add salt to it because I didn't rinse off the juices that were already in the can. So they're pretty salty because they're preservative for the black beans so they can sit on the shelf. So I did not add any salt to it. And I added a little bit of garlic, about a teaspoon. I'll try to put that recipe for everything that I made today in the description of my YouTube video. So if you want to know what went into everything, go to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Send the comments, Chef Regina Minter-Hargett on YouTube, and you can get that recipe, okay? I'm just kind of waiting around for my rice because everything else is ready for me to do for my rice bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my live for now. I'll come back in a few once all of my ingredients or components are ready, and I will give you an update of what I have. All right, be looking for me in a few minutes. Give me about 15, maybe 20 minutes for everything to be ready. And I will save this live so you guys can see it later. Okay, YouTube, we have our chicken here. Adjust my camera here so you guys can see the chicken. I'm going to go ahead and take it off of the griddle. Okay, it is done. So I'm going to let that rest. Okay. Alright, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Get some of this stuff out of the way. To do part 2 of my so just make sure you guys go and view my video of part 1, my Chipotle inspired rice bowl. Chicken as well as and so you can get the marinade for the chicken as well as the steak. Okay, my steak has rested. You guys can see. Gotta adjust my camera one more time. Okay, my steak has rested, guys. It looks delicious, doesn't it? Y'all see that? It smells good too. Okay, I've also have my chicken I just took off my griddle. That is resting as well. And what I'll do with that is I'm going to go ahead and get it done. Is I'm going to slice up my steak for my rice bowls. So I'm going to use a serrated slicing knife to slice my steak with. Adjust my camera so you guys can see my cutting board and what I have down here on it. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to cut is my steak because it has rested long enough. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just slice this down. And then I'm going to cube it. To go in my rice bowls. If you don't like the fat, cut the fat out. I don't mind it. That's one reason why I buy ribeye. Because I like that fat inside of my steak. Okay. So this steak is right here is cooked to well to medium well. Okay, more towards the well, which is fine. But there are a few spots in here that are going to be a medium well. Okay. Not too much pink for me today, okay? So like I said, all I'm doing is slicing this up, cubing it up for it to go into my rice bowl that I'm going to prepare. Okay. You can use any type of steak you like. It's totally up to you. My favorite cut is a ribeye, so that's why I use that. Okay. I'm going to set that to the side for it to go on top of my rice bowl. I'm going to have a quick rinse. And then I'm going to chop up some chicken. Okay. On the same cutting board is totally fine because everything is cooked. Okay. So there's no cross-contamination here. So I'm going to do the same thing I did to my steak to my chicken. Cube it up for it to go on top of my rice bowl. I'm going to do 2 of these breasts. Okay. Let's get this one, got a little bit more color on it. Okay. So you can see that chicken is nice and juicy and not dry. Very well marinated. Okay. Alright, so now I have my chicken diced as well as my steak diced. Okay, make sure you guys go and view my other video, part 1 of my Taco Tuesday Chipotle inspired rice bowl to get the marinade for the chicken as well as the steak so that you can marinate your chicken and steak either overnight or 1 to 3 hours. I did mine overnight just to get the best flavor. Okay, I'm going to go check my rice, so give me a moment. I'll be right back. Alright, I got about 5 more minutes on my rice. Not even 5 minutes, to be honest. I think it's pretty close to being ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a rice bowl. And I'm going to do it on a small plate just for tasting. And then I'll make my actual dinner plate for me to have for dinner. Okay? All right, so I have a little bit of rice on my plate, guys, just like I said, for tasting. Let me get my Facebook people back on here so they can see my final product. All right, y'all give me one moment. YouTube. Okay. All right, yeah, Facebook, back to show you my plate that I'm gonna make. I'm just making a smaller portion, just for sake of just to taste. I'm not gonna eat right this moment, but I do want to taste my food with you guys. Okay, so I put a little bit of my rice on my plate here. Put it on the plate so you guys can see it a little bit better. Okay, let me adjust YouTube a little bit. Okay, so I have it on my plate. First thing I'm going to add are my black beans. Let me get those over here. Alright, so if you see, these are my black beans here. So I'm going to add a little bit of black bean. To my plate. Just a little bit. Just enough for tasting. Honey, when I say it smells like some Chipotle in here, it smells like Chipotle in here. Okay? So I have my rice and my beans on my plate. I'm going to put my cheese next. Okay. Little cheese. Okay, you guys see that? I'm going to do chicken on this one. I could do both, but I just want to try the chicken for now. So I'm just going to put a little chicken on to my plate as well, like so. Okay, building everything on top of each other. I'm going to do a little bit of lettuce, just because I like to have all this stuff mixed together, and that's how I like to eat my food. So I want to make sure all my flavors are working together. So a little lettuce right on top. Okay, I'm doing a little extra cheese because I like cheese. Right on top. All right. And then I'm going to top it with my Pico, my fresh Pico de gallo. Okay, so that's what it looks like so far, guys. Okay, fresh Pico de gallo. All right, y'all see that? Fresh Pico on there. I'm going to throw a little bit of guacamole on the side. I'm going to do a little sour cream. So these are all the toppings that I have for my rice bowl tonight. I'm going to do a little sour cream in here. Okay. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay. Alright. Y'all guys can see what I have here so far. Okay. And all of this is going to be in a bowl. I had some extra jalapeno left, so I'm going to throw a little bit of that on top too. And I had some extra cilantro, because I like it. Throw some more of that on top. Okay. I didn't make fresh salsa tonight, guys. I just have some that I like personally that I buy from the store. It's a paste. The salsa verde that I'm going to add a little bit of that to the top. Okay. You put what you want on top of your rice bowl, what you like. Okay. If you like some pickled jalapenos on it, throw some pickled jalapenos on it. Okay. If you don't put it on there. Put what you like. Okay. So, we're going to give this a taste. So give me a fork, guys. All right. So I'm tasting with you guys. So I'm going to let you see it one more time. One more time with all the stuff on it. Okay? Let me pray on my food though. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this food that we're about to receive. May it be a nourishment to my body. Bless the hands that prepare it. Lord, bless those who are watching as they prepare their meals when they get a chance, God. Bless them and their family in this time of need. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and taste this. Get a little bit of everything when you're tasting. So make sure everything works well together. Well, you can't tell me I ain't at Chipotle right now. But you know what I forgot to do to my rice? And one reason, because my husband doesn't like a lot of lime and cilantro. But I got to add my lime juice and cilantro to my rice to enhance that flavor. Because I love cilantro. I like lime juice. That's just me. I put him some to the side without all of the other stuff in it. So, like I said, don't forget to share this video. Go to my YouTube page, Chef Regina Minter-Hargett, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. You'll get notifications when I upload videos as well as when I go live. I'll try to go live as much as I can on Facebook. But if you like my channel, you'll see it on YouTube. Okay? So tonight's meal was Chipotle-inspired rice bowl. Okay? With chicken and steak. With homemade pico de gallo, homemade guacamole. And in another video, like I said, I did the marinade for my steak and my chicken. So go check it out. I'll see you in another video. If not tomorrow, later this week. So don't forget to subscribe and share the video. Chef Regina Minter-Hargett, Chef G, checking out. Peace.